Scenario number 2. And Dam shouts. Dam runs towards the pistol, along with And. However, before he can reach to the spot where the pistol is perched untouched, Anne gets there and grabs the pistol off of the floor. Dam goes up to Anne and grabs the pistol from his hand. Both of their hands are locked as they struggle to take the pistol from each other. Dam and Anne are constantly trying to take the pistol from each other's hands. Dam moves the pistol up. Anne is still holding onto the pistol. Anne puts the pistol in the middle of his and Dam's chest. Suddenly, the pistol fires. The bullet gets in through the bottom jaw and makes it way out all the way through the top back of Anne's head. There's a little bit of blood, skull, and brain visible on top of Anne's head. As soon as the bullet leaves Anne's head, it gets through the ceiling, making a hole there. Anne's eyes and mouth are still open, while Dam looks at him with a shocked expression on his face. The sudden fire has taken him by surprise. And Dam shouts as he looks at his son's lifeless body, slowly crumbling down to the floor. Bloodlines start appearing from his head as they slowly go down Anne's face. Dam stares at Anne's blood-covered face and exclaims, "Oh, God!" Dam tries to hold Anne in his arms as he says just above a whisper, "I'm so sorry." Tears start appearing from Dam's eyes as they make their way down his face to his jaw one by one. He soon starts sobbing as he says, "I didn't want it to go this way." Dam starts closing his eyes, and he holds Anne's body tightly, squeezing him in his arms. He starts sobbing again as he says, "I'm sorry for hurting you. I just want to know who killed her. That's all." He pauses as a strangled sob makes its way out of his mouth. Dam then takes a deep breath as tears continue falling down his face, and he says, "Come back to me. Please. Please. And. Please. And. My son." He breaks down into uncontrollable sobs yet again. It was hard for him to even utter a single word. After some time, he says between sobs, "Why? It should have been me, not him. Why? Why? Why, goddammit? Why?" On the ceiling, light from the light bulb is still on. Suddenly, the light turns off. Then the light comes back on. Then the light turns off again. The light comes on again. And yet again, the light turns off. Near the light switch, Dam is inside Anne's room. His right index finger is turning the light switch on and off again. Dam is looking at the room while his finger is still on the light switch. Dam looks depressed and sad. Dam sighs as he quickly looks down for a moment. Then, he turns the light on and closes the door. Dam is walking towards a chair near the kitchen counter. On the counter, there is a cigarette, lit and lying in a square ashtray. Next to the lit cigarette, there is a coffee cup and a newspaper, all near the edge between a dining chair. Dam takes a seat on the chair. His right hand grabs the coffee cup as he takes a long sip from the coffee. Dam gulps that sip, then stops drinking the coffee. In a low voice, he says, "Still tastes like shit." Dam puts the coffee cup back on the counter and grabs the lit cigarette and puts it in his mouth. Dam inhales the cigarette for a long time. "Bob Chiji Judo!" Dam hears Anne's cell phone ringing. Dam puffs out smoke and puts out the cigarette on the ashtray. Dam's right hand goes into his pants' right pocket. When his hand comes back out, it's holding Anne's cell phone. Dam puts the phone against his right ear and answers it before saying in a low tone, "Hello?" Airdrie's static voice reaches Dam's ear as he says, "It's me." "How are you doing?" In the same low tone, Dam responds, "I'm good. Thanks for asking." Airdrie notices Dam's sad voice and says, "You don't sound good." Dam truthfully responds, "No, I'm still a little hurt." Airdrie asks with concern, "You want me to come over there?" Dam says in a low tone, "No, I need to be alone right now. Thanks for comforting me." Airdrie gently says, "You're welcome." Dam then instinctively asks, "Anne, are you also calling to find some work as well?" Airdrie responds, "You know I have a family to take care of." Dam grabs the newspaper lying on the coffee table. He looks at it as he asks, "Do you know anything about cars?" Airdrie says, Not really, but I live to learn. Dam opens and looks at the newspaper. Suddenly, his eyes get big, and his face holds a surprising look. He quickly calls out, Airdrie? Airdrie simply asks, Yes? Look who's in the newspaper, Dam says with his eyes still fixated at the newspaper. Airdrie's static voice reaches Dam's ear as he says, The scening lady. She's on the obitu, Dam starts saying, but pauses for a moment before asking, How do you know? Airdrie responds, I saw her face on the obituary site. Don't ask why I'm on that site. Dam says, It said her name. Dam is looking at the cleaning lady's face printed in the newspaper. In the newspaper, the cleaning lady has a mug shot and has a blank look on her face. Dam sees the name of the cleaning lady, and tears start to appear from Dam's eyes. Dam says in an emotional voice, It's a beautiful name, my boy. A beautiful name. Dam smiles, while the veins in his eyes turn red. Ding dong! His train of thoughts is interrupted by the doorbell's sound. Dam looks at the door at his right. Yeah, that's something, Airdrie says. Hang on, there's someone at the door, Dam says as he stands up from his chair and walks towards the door. He is still holding the cell phone in the right hand. So, did you hear from? Airdrie asks. Dam interrupts his question midway after putting the cell phone against his right ear. No, I don't know she still wants to talk to me for what I did. Even it was an accident. Airdrie simply says, I understand. Dam is near the door as he slowly starts opening the door by using his left hand while talking to Airdrie on the phone. Dam says, I just hope she finds someone better than me. The door is wide open. Dam looks shocked, while his body seems to have frozen. He takes the cell phone off from his ear and holds it down near his right upper leg. Hey, Dam, how are you? Boiler asks. Boiler, Lane, Guano, and two other men are all standing in front of the door. Boiler is right in front of Dam's face, while everyone else is behind him. Boiler has scars on his forehead. Also, Boiler, Lane, and Guano are wearing a yellow jumpsuit. We just got out, as you can see. You look good, a bit scratched up, but you still look good, Boiler says as he smiles at Dam's face. Dam is still standing there, frozen at his spot. Boiler then says, And I'm so sorry for what happened to And. He was a good friend, but a bad client. It's a shame he didn't pay me in time. It's too bad he can't receive his punishment. Boiler turns behind his right and looks at Lane and Guano before asking, Anyway, do you know Lane and Guano? Boiler looks back at Dam before saying, They're the ones who did that failed robbery together with And. It wasn't my fucking fault, Lane starts saying, but shuts up before even finishing his sentence as Boiler looks back at Lane. Shut the fuck up, retard! You want me to boil your left testicle again? Boiler shouts. Lane looks down at the cement ground as he says, No. Or what about your right testicle this time? Boiler asks in a sinister manner. Lane shakes his head, still looking at the ground. Boiler stares at him and says, Or what about your girlfriend? She looks like she'll like it. Lane shakes his head again. Boiler stares at him angrily before snapping, Look at me when I'm talking to you. Show some respect, you cripple. Lane looks at Boiler in the eyes. Boiler is still staring at him as he says, What about your little brother? You want me to boil him? Lane shakes his head while looking at Boiler as he snaps again. Say something, you're not a fucking mute. You can still function. Lane simply says, No. Then shut the fuck up, and don't interrupt me when I'm talking. Retard, motherfucker, Boiler says before he looks back at Dam. He then says, Sorry about that. And these other two gentlemen are Rust and Trash. Say hi, gentlemen. Rust says, Hello. Dam looks at him. Then Trash says, Hi. Boiler looks behind him and says, And also, I met this cowboy inside. A sixth man is hiding behind Rust, Trash, Lane, and Guano. Rust, Trash, Lane, and Guano all step aside, so the sixth man can get a better look at Dam. The sixth man is wearing a yellow jumpsuit as well. That's when Boiler says, His name is Vaquero. He's looking for someone. Hola, Dam. ¿Ha pasado un tiempo desde que hablamos? Vaquero says. He doesn't speak English. Thank God Guano knows a little bit of Spanish, so I know what he wants. So, we came to be good friends, Boiler says, as he starts grinning at Dam. Dam is still frozen to his spot, but now his mouth is wide open. Boiler looks at him for some time before saying, "Are you going to let us in, or what?" Boiler stops smiling and slowly limps up to Dam's face and notices his eyes. He then asks, "Were you crying?" Boiler's right index finger goes to the upper left side of Dam's eye before he asks, "You are crying about your son?" Boiler's finger is softly moving up and down near the left side of Dam's eye, as he says, "Or were you crying about your sweetheart?" Boiler's finger moves to the bottom right side of Dam's left eye. He starts to smear some tear off from his face before saying, "That old, attractive woman." Boiler's finger let go of Dam's face as he says, "The one who was killed." Boiler's finger goes towards his mouth as he finishes his sentence, "by a crazy Mexican fan." As soon as he finishes talking, Boiler starts moaning as he sucks down on his own index finger. "Damn? Who is that? What's going on?" Airdrie's static voice comes out from Dam's phone with fear. Dam puts the cell phone back to his right ear and says, "Ah, Airdrie? Help?